Hey folks, Jake here coming to you live from the Pink Room, and today we're going to do an unboxing video of our new Stagg EKG Pro Studio Edition. My first ever unboxing video, so bear with me as I stumble through this. But the hope is, by the end of this, you're going to have a really good feel for the differences between the Stagg OG and the Stagg EKG Pro and Pro Studio Edition. You'll also understand a lot of the work that went into this product over the last 3 years. So let's dive in. Okay, starting with packaging. So first of all, I just want to call this out. This was a big win by the creative and brand team here at Fellow. So this is the new design language for packaging moving forward. Beautiful, simple, makes a statement. The best part of this is that it's 100% recyclable. A lot of thought went into this to achieve that, including thinking about what inks that we were going to use to print on the craft paper itself. So beautiful packaging. Thank you, team, for that. Let's jump into this. Okay, so first, beautiful quick start guide, more craft, and let's get to the product itself. Unbox this. Okay, so this is the new Pro Kettle. This is the OG Kettle. They look pretty similar, right? When we set out to design this, we didn't want to rethink this. We wanted to kind of evolve an icon. This product looked great 6 years ago. It looks great today. It's going to look great in 10 years. I think this product, we really kind of nailed the permanence of the design. But we wanted to make it better. We didn't want to rest on our laurels and sit on what we had. So the new Pro and Pro Studio kettles, few updates to the kettle itself that I want to call out. Let's start with the lid. So first, you'll notice a little lower profile on the lid pull itself. We just think that looks great. And then the lid now sits on top of the kettle body as opposed to in the kettle body. And what this does is it kind of hides that flash of stainless steel you'll see on the top edge of the kettle. So a nice little design choice there. But the big functional benefit of the new lid is that we've designed a new gasket to sit at the bottom of the lid itself. So as some of you know, with the current Stagg, when you pour, if you get impatient or want to do a faster pour, at times water can creep out of the lid. So with this new sealed lid with the gasket, you can pour as aggressive as you want, and that water is going to only come out of the spout. Other big improvements on the kettle itself. Let's jump to the handle. So handles, again, look similar, some small geometric changes. One change worth calling out is that this ring here is now made of a high gloss plastic. So the original lid is a metal. As the kettle would heat up, that metal ring would get hot, and we got feedback from users that that was uncomfortable. So we've changed this to plastic. It's now cool to the touch and a little better of an experience. And then on the Studio Edition, the handle has this really nice token that sits on top of the thumb rest. And this token is made out of metal. So when you touch it, you get that nice cool feel of metal, and you avoid any feelings of kind of flash or parting lines that you might find with the plastic. So the kettle itself, relatively simple, similar, and with a number of design and functional upgrades. But kind of, if you think about this, took 3 years to design and develop. 2.5 of that was the base itself, right? So let's dive into the base. This is the big reason kind of to upgrade. This is the big reason why we launched this product. Okay, let's grab the base. Okay, so this is the Stagg EKG Studio Edition base. So the Studio Edition comes with a zinc frame and a black glass top. So think Studio Edition as kind of the most premium offering that we'll sell. This is basically us saying yes to everything that the designers wanted and not compromising on any material. So the base itself weighs almost 2 times as much as the current Stagg base, right? Again, this is just built with metal. It's built with black glass. This glass on the surface, it's easy to clean. It's going to be scratch resistant, where a glossy plastic, for example, is going to scratch pretty easy. The dial, so you'll see this dial. The dial is a metal dial. The original dial is plastic. It has this really nice, cool touch to it. And then you're going to see this little button next to the dial. So that button is the menu button. So this product, you click it to turn it on, just like the original Stagg, turn it to adjust temperature. But if you want to unlock a lot of this, special features that the Pro offers, you access the menu button from this little button. The original Stagg had these toggles on the back that would allow you to toggle between Celsius and Fahrenheit, or turn hold mode on and off. Those are now gone, and that functionality is built into the menu. Let's plug this thing in and zoom in on the screen itself, and I'll take a spin around the menu for you. Okay, let's dive into the meat of the Pro and Pro Studio. First, again, I mentioned the menu button. Let's start with the menu. Kettle's off, so we're just going to do a spin around the menu, turn that on. First thing you see is that screen just appears, right? What's beautiful about the Studio Edition is that the screen is a dead front screen, somewhat hidden behind that black glass top. So when you turn it on, you get this really nice magical reveal. We're going to spin around the menu here. First up, scheduling. So this Kettle has a really cool scheduling feature. So if I can turn scheduling on, I've got to set the clock. So I'm going to turn the clock on. Let's do a digital clock. It is 3:15 p.m. now. And now that the Kettle knows what time it is, I can now schedule it to turn on at a certain time. So I'm going to turn the schedule on, and then let's have this thing turn on at 7 a.m. And I want it to turn on at 207 degrees. Done. So it's that simple. Tomorrow morning, 7 a.m., this thing's gonna fire up, gonna bring water temp to 207 and hold for your selected hold time. Quick note on kind of menu navigation. Think of the big dial as select or enter and the small button as back, right? So as I click through this, I would click into the big dial to select a feature. So that was scheduling. Next up, guide mode. So click into guide mode. I'm going to turn this on. So I'll back out just to show you how this works. So guide mode is presets. So it's not single degree temperature control, but when guide mode is on, you click through green and white tea, AeroPress, French press, pour over, black tea, and just gives you a little help to get to the right water temperature given what you're trying to brew. Let's jump back into the menu here, turn guide mode off. Next up, chime. So on this guy, I want to set the chime volume. So I can set the chime volume 1 through 10. I'll click to select, so that's 6. You heard it just there. It'll give you a demo of what that 6 means. Units is Celsius or Fahrenheit. General, there's a couple features in general. One, you can set the clock. Again, you can choose a digital clock, an analog clock, or no clock. You can mess with the wireless features, and you can select your language. So right at launch, we're going to have English, French, and Spanish. Next up, altitude. This is a really cool feature that we've added. So if you set the altitude, the kettle will know what the boiling point is at that altitude, right? So in Denver, water boils at a lower temperature than here in San Francisco. And that doesn't seem like a big deal, but the problem is, without this feature, if I'm in Denver, and let's say I set my kettle to boil, boiling is, say, 210, the kettle will reach 210 the base will read 210 and say, oh no, I'm still 2 degrees short of boil, full power, right? We need to get to 212. That causes overboil and you get this kind of big aggressive boil. We don't want that. So with the altitude feature, just set the altitude, get close, and then it will recognize that 210 is boil in Denver, and then it will cut off at 210 at boil. So we're at sea level, so I'll select sea level. Next feature is pre-boil. This is kind of an odd one, but so much of what we do is inspired by our users and our observations of how our users use our products. So what pre-boil does is it actually brings the kettle to a full boil and then will drop down to your set point. So let's say you want to brew at 205, it will bring the water temp up to 212, cut power, let the water cool to 205, and then hold at 205. So this is going to be a really useful feature for those people who want to sanitize their water first, right? We saw this as a need a lot in Asia a lot, for example, where our users in Asia will bring the water to a boil first. Next feature and last feature here in the menu is hold. So I can select the duration of the hold. I'm going to select 45 minutes. And that's the menu system at launch. Maybe my favorite thing about this kettle is that it's Wi-Fi and Bluetooth connected. And what that means, at least at launch, is that we can push you over-the-air updates, right? So we want to make this product better over time. We want to get feedback from all of you. What else do you want to see? What features should we add? We're going to collect that feedback and update the firmware, and then push it out to you all if you want to upgrade and update the product itself. You can imagine a world in the future, we don't know when, but we're excited about exploring, where the Pro and the Pro Studio will have a companion app and you'll be able to control the kettle remotely. Something like scheduling is potentially easier done from a phone than in an on-device menu system. So that's the menu. I'm going to throw the kettle on here really quick just to show you all the heating in action. So I'll back out of that and give you a quick little look at the screen. So I'm going to set this to 205. It's this really nice high resolution full color screen with this, I think, elegant progress bar that shows you how far away you are from your set point. So here I've set it to 205, room temperature water's at 74, and we're going to watch this heat up until it reaches set point. I set my hold to 45 minutes and I know it's going to hold for 45 minutes. This kettle, both the Pro and the Pro Studio, both use both a mechanical relay and a solid state relay to control water temperature. So what does that mean? So most kettles, I think basically every kettle out there, just uses a mechanical relay. So that's that click that you hear. That's on, off, full power, no power, full power, no power. That somewhat limits the amount of control you can have over the water temperature, right? So what this kettle does is it uses a mechanical relay, full power, until you get close to your set point. Once you're close to your set point, say within 5 degrees, it will switch to the solid state relay. And with that solid state relay, we can then use pulse width modulation and a PID controller to help you land that temperature right at your set point, so it's more accurate. And as you're getting close to that set point and you're holding your temperature, you're not going to have that annoying on-off click of the mechanical relay. So that's one point. The other point that I'm really proud of on this product that the team worked really hard for is that this product is being sold with a 3-year warranty. It's a 2-year warranty out of the box. If you register the product, we're going to give you an extra year, right? This is Fellow standing behind what we've built, right? We want to give you confidence in what you purchase and know that this kettle, whether you're using it at home or in a cafe, comes with a 3-year warranty, right? This kettle's not cheap. The Pro Studio version is $225, but just know that you're buying this with confidence and Fellow is going to stand behind it. That is Pro Studio versus Stagg, Stagg OG. Want to give a big shout out to the team who worked on this for the last 3 years. Want to give a big shout out to all of our users who gave us feedback. I mean, we've basically read every single review of this product, talked talked to endless users to try to figure out how we can make this better. And I think when you get this in your hands, you're going to see and feel firsthand all the kind of love and care that went into this product design. So thanks for listening. My first ever unboxing video. Have a great one. See y'all.